This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association. We have to do an intro without creasing, bro. In association with Forged Irish Stout and Empire Fight Store, Sam Jones. Thursday, sort of mid-afternoon. How are you, mate? Playing with the camera by the looks of it. Great.
I'm just turning the volume down because your voice is fucking very loud, Parsons.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that, bruv.
It's all right.
Shall I redo the intro?
No, leave it there.
Okay.
This is raw and uncut.
Or an
No,
uncut.
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. You hounding me because people always think I chase people, but like you hounding me.
But that's my job, right?
Okay, yeah, it's only because I'm second best because you're not with Edward, are you? You're not with Edward in America this week. You've been demoted, and
I've
I
been
feel like
demoted.
I feel like the other woman now.
Away from feeling like the other woman, what's the crack? I know I said to you, Christmas is looming. What's going on in the Sam Jones household? That was last week. You're a man with kids, a lot of responsibilities. It's not really a peaceful time of year for you, is it? Or is it?
No, mate, my life's definitely not peaceful. No, mate, just getting prepared for Christmas. I'm going to Newcastle this week. Well, I'm staying in Newcastle, but it's in Sunderland, somewhere in Sunderland. The
Oh,
show. Um, yeah, the Josh Kelly show. Looking forward to that. Dan Toward's out, so looking forward to it.
I speak firstly on Danny had his debut not too long ago. Quick activity, as with a lot of your guys. Looks to go 2-0 this weekend. Excited?
Yeah, mate, always, mate. Dan's a fantastic fighter, and as you say, he stole the show last time in his last time out. So really looking forward to see Dan finish the year strong and onto a massive year. But he can be moved quickly. Dan Tower, special talent.
Samuel, let me ask. I have missed. I went away for a weekend and I come back to clips of you, which I've tried to not watch because I want to sort of do this interview and learn myself, but also as if I've not seen everything that's unfolded. But we've seen the whole saga that's restarted between Jack and Josh. Now, obviously, Josh came out. We know Matchroom made an offer. He said it was an 80% pay cut. If this fight gets made,
Hmm.
what I said to Gareth yesterday, and I think we probably had this conversation recently. I think it's one of the nastiest build-ups in a fight in a long, long time.
It's because it's genuine, isn't it? Like they don't like each other. I mean, listen, I know I keep saying it over and over again. I really respect Josh Taylor on what he's achieved. I like Josh Taylor as a fighter. Always been a fan of him. But I didn't like the way he went about the post fight after the Jack Catterall situation when he got the luckiest decision of his life. And look, we are where we are. They don't like each other. He don't like me. It just is what it is. It's just going to be a huge build up, isn't it? It's going to be nasty. It's going to have everything because when it's genuine and not forced or fake, you get a proper build up and proper excitement. And this is what British boxing needs these fights to happen. Desperate, they're crying out for these fights to happen.
Where are we at now? Because it's sort
Where are
of
we at now
yeah.
is Eddie said he's sharpening his pencil. He's going to go back to Josh Taylor. And hopefully Josh is like what I said before on my other interviews. He just needs to be realistic. He needs to face the reality of the fact that he's coming off the back of two defeats. He needs to be realistic. So the only person that will stop this fight happening is Josh Taylor. And as I say, Eddie needs to, in Josh's words, sharpen his pencil and get the fight made.
Just scrolling through Jack's Twitter now. Um, I remember going in the changing room off the back of the Linares win, and when I
Mhm.
spoke to Jamie and when I spoke to Jack, in all honesty, didn't seem
Feels
like
like ages ago. It feels like ages ago, but
yeah.
it was only in October, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it just seemed like they not that they weren't interested in the Josh Taylor fight, but the world title was sort of the priority.
It's
Has this reignite that spark for Jack?
no Parsons. Listen, Jack. Right, right. This is me. Yeah. No matter what anyone thinks, irrelevant me. I got stopped in Tesco. I was literally when I was in Tesco and someone stopped me. Oh, Sam, when you making? When's Jack gonna fight Josh Taylor? So if I'm getting stopped, imagine what it's like for Jack and
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah, yeah.
Josh Taylor has got an incredible legacy. Yeah, incredible. I think he's the first ever Brit to win the Undisputed Championship since Lennox Lewis. Yeah, I think he is. I'm not
That is true.
100%. Don't quote. Don't quote me. Is that correct? I'm not
Think so.
100%. So unbelievable legacy. But Josh Taylor is now known for the guy that got a lucky decision against Jack Catterall. That's not right, is it? And Jack Catterall, as good as he is known for the guy for being robbed against Josh Taylor. Neither men want that stained on them.
That's
They've
their
got to
legacy.
settle it. They've got to settle it. They've got to settle it, and it's got to happen next. If it doesn't happen next, it will never happen.
But why is Jack, like when I spoke to him about the fight in October, he wasn't as vocal as he's been this
Sick
last
of it.
week
Sick
on
to death
Twitter.
of talking about it. Because all his fight weeks surrounded by, oh, look, are you interested in Josh Taylor? Jack Catterall gets asked about Josh Taylor in every single interview. Sick to death of talking about it. Of course, Jack wants to be world champion, but cards on the table. Let's cut the bollocks. The biggest fight for Jack Catterall is Josh Taylor. You need a dance partner in your career. Unfortunately for Josh, his dance partner is Jack from Chorley. So it's fucked, isn't it? So they need to get in there and settle it.
How does this fight go if it happens?
Jack stops Taylor this time.
Convincingly?
Stops him.
Okay. Do you believe, gut feeling, that this fight happens next?
I'm being truthful. 50-50, Parsons, because Eddie needs to sharpen his pencil and Josh Taylor needs to be realistic. We're good to go from outside. Simple as that.
Okay.
It's Eubank Benn doesn't look like it's happening. So I think we're all sick to death of hearing that. I mean, I would have loved to have seen that, but it looks as though that's not going to happen. You're probably going to get Lee Wood against Warrington in May, but this is a bigger domestic fight than that, in my opinion. So we need domestic fights to happen, because if Fury against AJ somehow managed to miraculously happen, it's not happening in this country. It's happening in Saudi Arabia.
We need the big domestic fights in the UK,
We need
right?
the big domestic fights. We need to pack arenas out. And the only way you're doing that is by getting the Yard Boatzes, the Jack Catteralls against Josh Taylors. Simple as that.
Sam, you mentioned Eubank Ben. Now, I don't really want to spend much time going into it because I
I
think
don't either. I'm bored.
that's what I
I'm
mean.
bored of hearing about
Everyone's
it.
a little bit sort of fed up. If it happens, it happens. But just on a sort of another perspective now, we know that the date that they're targeting was February the 3rd. Now, they would have liked to gone on sale really with 10 to 12 weeks for an event like this. Obviously, there's Riyadh next week. They're in Arizona this week. It doesn't look like we're going to get, if it does happen, doesn't look like they can really do a press conference in the next 2 weeks. I think what gives 5 to 6 weeks to do a stadium. Is it realistic?
I wouldn't say. I would say it's what the fight's on. Before, if you had asked me last week, even now, because I kind of think Eubank can't turn. I mean, I'm hearing the numbers that's being banged around.
Yeah.
It's stupid money. So if Eubank's not going to take that money, the fight's not happening, is it? So let's just move on, and we can talk about fights that can happen and are easy to make. Josh Taylor against Jack Catterall.
What a spin. All right, let me ask you. This week, we spoke a little bit about it last week. Since then, we love Sonny. He is so good on Twitter. People still keep
Oh my
calling
God.
for him. Curtis Woodhouse, I honestly don't know why he still bothers, to be honest.
I don't understand what would possess, never mind Curtis Woodhouse, but would possess anybody to act Sonny Edwards on Twitter, because it's not ending well for you. I will take on pretty much anybody on Twitter, but I would literally log out of my
Yeah,
app
delete the app.
if that, and I would give it 2 days, because you're not winning.
Oh, bro.
You're not winning. You're not winning. So just just what are you? Leave him alone.
You know what, right? I find it as sort of unique as it is, it's quite refreshing. You never see a fighter so active on social media in the build-up. He is
Sonny
so
could tweet Bam. Sonny could tweet Bam between rounds.
yeah.
Just Sonny needs to be left, and because imagine Sonny's energy levels. I've known Sonny a long time. On his fight week, his energy levels are even higher. He's not like a normal kid, like making weight. Sonny becomes more energized. Leave him the fuck alone on fight week, especially on Twitter.
Sam, let me ask you then. Yesterday he put out and said he won't be fighting unless he had some courtside tickets for the basketball. We believe that's now been sorted. I actually, in Sonny's defence, if he didn't get those tickets, I seriously reckon that he just would board the next flight home.
I'm not 100% certain about that, but you don't want to run the risk. Just get him his courtside seats that you've promised. One thing I have learned about Sonny is that if you say to him, "We want you to do this, and we're going to do this," he will keep to his end of the bargain. But he like what he's tweeted, he will let you know about it if not, when he atted Matchroom on Twitter. But yeah, don't start on Sonny on Twitter, because it's not a good day for you when it happens. I think that's a unanimous kind of. Who the hell's ringing me now? So,
Just picking that back up because Sam decided to leave the Zoom for some reason.
no, somebody was ringing me.
Why
Khalil
does that
Majid's
always
dad.
happen? Whose?
Because Khalil Majid's dad was ringing me, so I've
Oh,
got to ring him back. So, yeah, mate, my phone does ring 100 times a day, so it's
you are
not
often
surprising that
online on WhatsApp, so
when I'm talking to King Parsons, private jet flying Parsons, eating a McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's on my private jet.
oh,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool though, right? You would defo take a photo if you had a Mackey's on a PJ.
I did go on a private jet with David Hay like 7 years ago. So yeah, that's my
See,
one and only experience on a
that's what
private
I'm
jet.
saying there. I had to take the
I'm
photo.
more of an economy Ryanair type guy.
So am I. I'm an easy jet man till I die.
No, you're not. You're like, oh, Eddie, can I jump on your private jet with you? Oh,
Eddie
Eddie.
don't really do. Eddie's a Ryanair man as well, you know.
No, he's not.
Uh,
Eddie says he flies Ryanair. I still don't believe it. I'm still yet to see him get off a Ryanair flight.
that is true. Let me ask you. We were on the topic of Sunny Bam. Um, how does the fight go, and how convincing does it have to be to get the decision out there?
I think Sonny will win a majority points decision,
Mm,
because I think there'll be a judge that
yeah.
tries it. So yeah, looking forward to the fight. I think Sonny wins the fight. I've always thought Sonny wins the fight. I think he's the best flyweight in the world. So let's see. It's time to show it, isn't it? He's deserved this fight for a long time. So I want to really backing him. I want to see him go in there and do the business.
Samuel, what did you think of Devin Haney's performance? I mean, competed
Outstanding.
in every round, knocked down as well.
Outstanding.
So good.
Outstanding. And I know people are going to go, "Oh, he's going to say that," but Jack Catterall would have beaten Regis Progress while we were desperate to try and make that fight. But Eddie wanted to give it his mate Devin. So it is what it is. Jack will get his opportunity soon. And I am turning it back to Jack Catterall, because it's what I've got to do, isn't it?
No, that's your job. That's your role. Ebony Bridges lost on the undercard against a late replacement. That was a bit of a
Yeah.
shock.
Yeah, yes and no, really, because she's been really inactive.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I think she's been going through a bit of a hard time. So, um, yeah, hopefully she gets a rematch. She gets a chance to put it right. But she handled the defeat with real grace and, like, say, goodwill. And like, how can you not be happy for that? Sorry, I don't know the girl's name that won it. Seeing a daughter in the ring with her, it was lovely. That's what boxing's all about.
Finally from me. Well, actually, two more from me because one of them's quite funny. In fact, I'll go on to that now. You must have seen Claressa Shields' glove gate over the
Yeah,
last.
weird.
She's on a rampage, isn't she? She's another one I probably wouldn't fancy having. Imagine, you know what? If Sonny beats Bam, I completely forgot about the Claressa Shields bet. Them two would be terrifying. That is an argument that you would not want.
No, definitely not. I don't know. Like, I didn't really like seeing it. I'm not really a huge Clarissa fan as a person. But I still doesn't mean I want to see a woman get chin with a loaded left hook in sparring. It wasn't nice to see, but her reaction was also a bit weird, saying she was going to go and pull out a knife in the car, and yeah, a bit weird.
You know what I
But
find like it was 5 years ago though. And even if the padding hadn't been removed, all this and all that, you've still gone on to beat Savannah Marshall, to do everything
Yeah,
at
it doesn't really matter, does
yeah,
it? It
that's what
doesn't.
yeah, that's why I'm a little bit like puzzled by it all. And then she went at Rowley, who actually for once wasn't like it was sticking up for someone.
Yeah, yeah. Rowley got sticking up for her, and then she kind of stuck it on Rowley this morning.
I know.
Yeah, a bit weird, but good luck to her.
Day of reckoning. Otto-Wallin is on smoke. I interviewed him. He said AJ's not there mentally. He's fragile. Ben Davison won't help
Yeah, I think
him.
AJ's going to knock him spark out.
Is that all you? Yeah, I thought there was going to
I
be a
think
little
he's
bit
going to
more
knock.
to
I
it.
think he's going to knock. I think he's going to knock him spark out. I think we're going to see the nasty AJ in this fight, and I think he's going to knock him spark out.
What's AJ's sort of like? What chance do you give him in the sort of like, if we see the Wilder fight?
I told you, I've always fancied AJ in that fight, but Wilder could knock him out in one round. It's just what could happen. Parker will most likely be winning the fight against Wilder while the fight's on, and
Mm.
then Wilder just has that tranquilizing power that can just is what it is. Really looking forward to the whole card, mate.
Finally, 2024. What is the crack on your side? Have you got dates putting into plan? I mean, I imagine
Yeah,
everything's starting to
yeah,
come together now, right?
yeah. Mark Dickinson. Listen, we're just waiting on Matchroom now to announce the news of what's going to be happening with him.
He's got
Some
a
big
proper
news.
mother, hasn't
Yeah, huge for Mark Dickinson, his life, his career. So huge times coming up for him. So he's signed. He's ticked off. Cameron Vong's going to be back in February. He was meant to be having a bit longer break, but he's not. He's straight back in there
he?
in
Yeah,
a
in
really
Vegas,
good.
the boy.
No, no, nope.
No, not fighting in Vegas. He's out in Vegas, like as we speak. He is in.
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So yeah, Cameron Vong's going to be back out in February. He needs to get his ass back into camp. Um, hope, yeah, just Dan Toward's going to be back out. Jack Catterall fight news hopefully within the next week.
In the next
Yeah,
week.
yeah, I would say hope so. Week or two. Khalil Majid going to be fight news for him. Muhammad Ali fight news for him. Yeah, really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. 2024, massive year.
Big man thing, Sam Jones. I've got a weird feeling you're not in Saudi, are you? This may be our
No,
last one pre-Christmas. Are you happy? I feel like you're happy about that.
it depends. Not when you're messaging me 7 times a day saying, come on, bro."
It's
When just because your mate and your regular fix is not there, you like coming
we have been the regular fix recently. That's absolute cat.
I'm the
That's
side piece in your private jet life.
Sam Jones. Thank you as always for speaking to us at Boxing Social.